Most people think orange cats are just regular cats with orange fur. They're wrong. Hidden inside every orange cat is a genetic mutation that scientists couldn't fully explain for more than a century. Around 80% of them are male. They can develop freckles that send owners rushing to the vet. And one tiny orange stray changed a homeless man's life forever. By the end of this video, you'll understand why orange cats aren't just another colour, they're one of the most extraordinary cats on Earth. So get comfortable, because every fact you're about to hear is stranger than the last. Let's dive in. Number 1. One day their nose starts turning black. This one has sent thousands of owners into a panic. Your cat turns 3 or 4, and one morning you spot a tiny black dot on their nose, then another on the lip, then a few scattered across the gums. People imagine the worst the whole drive to the clinic, and then the vet looks up and almost laughs. Freckles, that's all they are. The same fire that coloured the coat leaves little dark spots on the skin as the years pass. Exactly like a red-haired person after a long summer. More appear every year, a slow map of the life they're spending with you. One rule though, and it matters. Freckles stay flat. If a spot ever rises, spreads or changes shape, that's a vet visit today. Otherwise your cat is simply aging beautifully, one small dot at a time. Like a diary written on their own skin that only time can fill in. Number 2. Science couldn't explain them for over 100 years. Now, the mystery that embarrassed an entire field. We knew why tigers are orange. We knew why golden retrievers are gold, why some people have red hair, why almost everything orange in nature is orange. Every case solved except cats. For over 100 years, the gene responsible everywhere else looked perfectly ordinary inside orange cats. Something was painting them, and nobody could find it. Generations of geneticists studied it, published papers on it, and quietly gave up on it. Then, very recently, 2 separate research teams finally caught it. A tiny piece of DNA missing, a copying mistake so small it hid from science for a century. And here's the part that stops you cold: that exact mistake exists in no other orange animal alive. Not one. Every orange cat on Earth inherited it from the same ancient cats. Your cat isn't a colour. Your cat is a mistake that survived. And somehow that mistake turned out to be one of the most beloved colours in the world. Number 3. Your orange cat is almost certainly a boy. Think back to every orange cat you've ever met: the one next door, the one outside the shop, the one in every video you've ever laughed at. Boys, nearly all of them. Roughly 8 out of 10 orange cats on the planet are male, and it isn't a coincidence. A boy only has to inherit orange once to turn orange. A girl needs it twice, from both parents at the same time. And that combination almost never lines up. Shelter workers can go months, sometimes years, without seeing a single orange female come through the door. So if there's an orange girl asleep on your bed right now, put the phone down and go look at her properly. You're not living with a cat. You're living with a lottery ticket that decided to move in. Number 4. Orange is not a breed. That's what makes it impossible. Here's a fact that shouldn't make any sense at all. You cannot walk into a breeder anywhere on Earth and buy an orange cat. Because orange isn't a breed. It's just a colour. And it shows up everywhere in enormous fluffy Maine Coons, in grumpy flat-faced Persians, in skinny street cats sleeping on warm rooftops in Karachi and Cairo and Kansas. 2 orange cats can be as genetically unrelated as a Chihuahua and a Great Dane, which means they should have absolutely nothing in common. Different countries, different bloodlines, different bodies. And yet ask their owners to describe them, and the whole world gives you the same answer. Loud, fearless, ridiculous, obsessed with food, glued to one human. Somehow a colour started behaving like a personality, and nobody has fully explained why. Number 5. Owners say they talk more, but the science isn't settled. Ask any orange cat owner and you'll hear the same thing. Their cat has opinions. and it shares them loudly, constantly, at all hours. Many owners swear orange cats are more talkative than other cats, and honestly, the reputation is everywhere online. But here's the honest part, this isn't a confirmed scientific fact. There's no solid research proving orange cats are biologically wired to vocalize more than any other colour of cat. What we do know is that individual personality varies enormously, and orange just happens to have picked up this reputation over generations of owners comparing notes. So while science hasn't confirmed it, the reputation is so common, so consistent across totally unrelated cats in totally unrelated countries, that it has become part of orange cat culture itself. And once you understand why cats vocalize at all, which we'll get to in a moment, you'll see why the idea caught on so easily. Number 6. That orange coat is a golden ticket. Show a room full of strangers' photos of cats and ask which one looks friendliest, and orange wins every time. And it isn't close. What makes it remarkable is that the people are right, because owners consistently describe orange cats as among the most affectionate animals they've ever lived with. But that reputation does something cruel too. Walk through any shelter and watch which cages empty first the orange ones go home. Meanwhile, black cats, just as gentle, just as desperate, sit for weeks longer, watching strangers walk straight past their door. Same purr, same love, wrong colour. So understand what actually happened to your cat. Long before they ever chose you, before they'd purred once in your lap, that orange coat had already opened the door for them. Their colour didn't just make them memorable. For many shelter cats, it may have helped them find a home sooner. Number 7. Many of them form one deep, specific bond. Now, something almost every owner misreads. It's not universally true of every orange cat, but many orange cats seem to form an especially strong bond with one favourite person in the house, and everybody else becomes, more or less, furniture. It's a common story. They follow one human from room to room, they wait outside the bathroom door, they sit some distance away, eyes half closed, doing nothing at all, simply facing you. Owners assume it's boredom, or hunger, or habit. Often, it's neither. In cat language, watching someone calmly while completely relaxed is a behaviour cats reserve for very few things, and one of them is something they've quietly decided to protect. It doesn't happen with every single orange cat, but when it does happen, it happens hard. They're not just staring at you. They're standing guard over you. Number 8. Your orange cat was not born orange. Here's something breeders know that almost no owner does. Bring home a newborn orange kitten, and the colour is barely there. They arrive pale, washed out, more cream than fire, with markings so faint you have to hold them to the light to find the stripes at all. Then, the weeks pass. The colour creeps in slowly, deepening across the back, spreading down the legs, until one morning you realise the ghost you brought home has turned into a small burning ember asleep on your lap. Nothing about it happens overnight. It happens quietly while you're busy loving them. So the orange cat lying beside you right now did not arrive at your door that way. They developed that colour in your house, in your care, right under your nose while you weren't watching. Number 9. An orange father cannot pass orange to his sons. Now here's the detail that stops owners in their tracks. If your orange cat is a boy, his colour did not come from his father. It couldn't have. Fathers only hand that particular piece of themselves to their daughters, never to their sons, which means every orange boy on this planet, every dishwasher climber, every counter thief, every 4 a.m. screamer got his fire from his mother. Every single one. She may have been a barn cat nobody remembers. She may have been a stray who never had a name. But that colour he wears, the exact colour you fell in love with, the colour that made you stop and pick him out of the whole litter, is the last thing she ever gave him. He's been carrying his mother around with him this entire time, everywhere he goes. Number 10. The rare orange female often isn't fully orange at all. This is where the whole thing gets beautifully complicated. Remember, a female needs the orange gene twice to come out fully orange. But what happens when she only gets it once? She doesn't come out plain, she comes out patched. The orange arrives in pieces, scattered across black in a chaotic map of ginger and dark, and if there's white involved, she becomes the cat everyone calls a calico. So calicos and tortoiseshells aren't a separate kind of cat at all, they're the near miss. They are what happens when orange shows up halfway and refuses to leave. Every single one of those beautiful patchwork cats is carrying the same fire as your orange cat, just split down the middle. Which is also why, in almost every case you will ever come across, those cats turn out to be girls. Number 11. There are 4 different cats hiding under that orange. Go back to those ghost stripes for a second, because there isn't just one pattern hiding in there. There are 4. Some orange cats wear thin vertical stripes down their sides, like a tiger the pattern called mackerel. Some carry wide, swirling marbled shapes across the ribs, almost like a thumbprint pressed into fur. Some are covered in broken spots, and some have almost no pattern at all, just a fine salt and pepper speckling on each individual hair, so subtle you need sunlight to see it. 4 completely different cats, 4 separate ancient blueprints, all quietly wearing the same colour. So the next time somebody says orange cats all look the same, take them by the arm, walk them into the light, and show them exactly which of the 4 is asleep on your sofa. Number 12. Their nose blushes when they feel something. Owners of black cats will never get to see this. Look at your orange cat's nose. It isn't black, it's pink, sometimes a soft brick colour, and it does something no dark-nosed cat can do. It changes. Watch it when they've been sprinting through the house, or when they've fallen asleep in a warm patch of sun, or when something outside the window has them completely locked in. That pink deepens. It flushes. The paw pads do exactly the same thing, warming from a pale rose into a deeper shade as the blood moves closer to the surface. Your cat is, in the most literal possible sense, blushing at you. It's a tiny window into how they're feeling that most cats keep permanently shut, and only the orange ones happen to leave it open for you to look through. Number 13. One of them saved a man's life, and it's the most powerful story on this list. And then there's Bob. In 2007, a homeless man in London named James Bowen was recovering from addiction and found an injured ginger cat curled up in the hallway of his building. He had almost nothing to his name, and yet he spent what little he had on the cat's medicine instead of on himself. Anyway, Bob refused to leave. He rode on James's shoulders through the streets of London, sat beside him while he busked for coins, and slowly, people stopped walking past. They stopped for the cat, and in stopping, they finally saw the man standing next to him. For years, nobody had looked James in the eye. Now, a scruffy ginger stray was the reason strangers finally did. James got clean. He wrote a book about it. That book became a film watched by people all over the world who had never met either of them. He has said plainly more than once that the cat saved him not metaphorically, but literally, in the most direct sense one life can save another. Bob died in 2020, and a bronze statue of him now sits permanently in Islington, so that nobody walking past ever forgets what one small, broken, orange stray managed to do for one small broken man. One injured orange cat changed one man's life completely, quietly, in a cold hallway nobody else was paying attention to, and in doing so, inspired millions around the world who never even met either of them. Number 14. Nobody in the world can agree what to call them. Here's a small thing that says something large. In Britain, they're ginger cats. In parts of Europe, and among older cat people, marmalade. In America, orange tabbies. Elsewhere you'll hear butterscotch, caramel, red, yellow, even sunset cats. The official term breeders use is red, which is the one word that describes them least accurately of all. Every culture that met this animal reached for the nearest warm thing in their own kitchen and named the cat after it. Nobody named them after a stone or a machine or a season. It's always food, always sweetness, always something comforting. Even the words we invented for these cats quietly give away exactly what we feel about them. Across every language on Earth, humans looked at this cat and thought of warmth, and then said it out loud. Number 15. That headbutt is not affection, it's paperwork. You sit down and your orange cat walks straight into your leg, forehead first, then drags their cheek along you like they're signing something. Owners think it's a cuddle. It's a legal document. Cats carry scent glands in the cheeks and forehead, and pressing them against you is how they file a claim marking you as theirs, refreshing the signature every day so nobody forgets. But watch the difference. A cautious cat touches you and retreats. An orange cat commits, throwing the entire weight of its skull into your shin, then doing it again in case the first one didn't register. That isn't shyness overcome. That's a creature with no doubt whatsoever about who you belong to, stamping the same paperwork over and over every single morning of your life, in case the world forgot overnight. Number 16. The solid orange cat does not exist. Here's what surprises every owner who hears it. There has never been a truly solid orange cat, not one, anywhere, in the entire history of cats. Your cat might look like a single smooth block of colour, but the pattern is always in there hiding. Wait until they stretch out in sunlight, then look slowly along their side. Faint stripes appear, like something drawn in water. Orange fur simply cannot switch off the tabby pattern the way black fur can, so every orange cat is secretly a tabby wearing a disguise. Then look at the forehead just above the eyes. There's a marking shaped like the letter M, and every single one of them carries it. Your cat has been wearing a signature on their face this whole time, and you walked past it every morning. Number 17. Many of them seem to wait by the door, though not every cat, every time. This is one of the ones that hurts a little. Leave the house tomorrow and turn back to look through the window, and you will often find them exactly where you left them, watching the door you disappeared through. Come home after 10 hours and they're there in the same place, standing up as the key turns in the lock. Owners usually laugh and say the cat was probably asleep all day anyway, and honestly, sometimes that's true too. But here's what's interesting. Some home cameras left running in empty houses have shown cats checking the door repeatedly throughout the day, walking back to it, sitting near it, then wandering off again. It's not proof that every cat spends every hour waiting, but it is enough to say this isn't pure imagination on the owner's part either. Something about that door matters to them more than we usually give them credit for. Number 18. That purr may be doing more than you think. And here's where it starts to feel almost unbelievable. When your orange cat folds into you, and that engine starts up in their chest, you assume it means one thing: happy. But cats don't only purr when they're happy. They purr when they're hurt, when they're afraid, when they're healing alone in a corner where nobody can see them. Researchers who've studied this have found that a cat's purr often sits in a low-frequency range associated with bone and tissue repair in other contexts. Researchers believe the low-frequency vibrations may help support healing, although scientists are still studying exactly how much benefit they actually provide, and how much of it is coincidence versus real physiological effect. Even with that caution, it quietly changes what might be happening when yours purrs on your chest. That sound isn't only telling you they feel safe. There's a real possibility that part of it is an animal instinctively trying to put itself back together in the one place it trusts enough to fully relax. Number 19. When they need you, they think you're their mother. And here's the last secret, hiding inside the most ordinary thing they do. Your orange cat climbs onto you, and their paws start pushing, slow and rhythmic, left, right, left, right, sometimes a little drool, eyes going soft and far away. Everyone calls it making biscuits and laughs. But watch where that movement actually comes from. It's the exact motion a kitten makes against its mother to bring the milk down the very first thing they ever learned to do, before their eyes had even opened. A grown cat only does it when something switches them all the way back to that moment. Total safety, total warmth, no fear anywhere in the room. So when that ridiculous orange animal stands on your chest and needs, understand what you're being told. Somewhere in that head, you stopped being a person a long time ago. You became the one thing every kitten spends its life looking for. So the next time that ridiculous orange animal knocks something off the table while staring you dead in the eye, or headbutts your leg at 6 a.m, like it's the most urgent business in the world, or falls asleep mid-sentence on your keyboard, remember everything you just heard. 100 years of science that couldn't explain them. A mutation that exists nowhere else on Earth. A colour that quietly saves lives in shelters every single day. And somewhere, in a hallway in London, one small stray who reminded an entire city that a broken man was still worth stopping for. That's not just a cat. That's a small, loud, orange miracle that decided your house was the one worth living in. Alright, I have to know, do you have an orange cat? Because every ginger owner swears their cat has that orange cat energy, and now you know exactly where that reputation comes from the parts that are proven, and the parts that are just legend passed between owners, because it feels true either way. So tell me the most ridiculous thing yours has ever done. One story, best one wins the comment section, and hit subscribe, because there are more of these coming.